Hello and welcome. I am Elena Valdez and I am here to do the Aquarius Child reading. So this is for the guardian and parents of the Aquarius child. And so I hope you enjoy this. And yeah, let's get started. And so I will continue this month with the MONSTAROT tarot deck because it's the most adorable little deck and it absolutely captures the essence of a child. And since we're doing it from that perspective, I will continue using this until I find other decks that can represent the same. Okay, so let's continue. And this is for November. And again, thank you for being here. I have already pre-shuffled the cards, but I will do so again in front of you so that you know you're getting a fair reading here. And again, this is for Aquarius Child, month of November. And please, as you can tell, I am a new channel here. So if you can please subscribe, like, comment, that really helps the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so the first question that we're going to ask here is, what is your Aquarius child experiencing during the month of November? So Spirit, what is the Aquarius child experiencing during the month of November? What is the Aquarius child experiencing during the month of November? And experiencing an urgency as I shuffle these cards. So you may be observing that with your Aquarius child, some kind of urgency and almost wanting to cut corners a little bit because they want to get to something quickly. You know, they don't want to delay gratification. And so, yeah, I'm feeling that right now. I feel like somebody's rushing my hands to get to it. So you may be experiencing that with your little Aquarius child right now. And there we go. So this is what your child is experiencing. Yeah, so moving along, going forward towards a different place or to a different place. So here you go. Here's the first position, what your child is experiencing during the month of November, Six of Swords. Okay, and then the next question is, what is the challenge that your Aquarius child may be facing during the month of November? What is the challenge? And we've got two cards here. We've got a hidden one here. So we got the Page of Swords and the Fool that kind of came a little bit sneaky there. And that is usually an indicator of it something happening behind the scenes. Not in a bad way. It's just a little more hidden. So these are the challenges that your little one's going through during the month of November. Now let's ask the most important question. And the most important question is, what does the Aquarius child need most from his or her parent during the month of November? You know, remember, this is for parents, guardians, anybody charged with the responsibility of taking care of the Aquarius child. So what does your Aquarius child need most from you during the month of November? Ooh, that one was a flipper. Oh, I love that. Seven of Pentacles. That's beautiful. Okay. So I'll show you this card. Isn't that adorable? I love this deck. Okay, so let's get to it. So the first placement here, Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, it's moving along to the things that are better for us and moving away from things that don't really serve us. It could also indicate a physical move. It can also mean starting a new school, right? Because you see, he's moving away here he's not alone. He's got his other little buddies in that boat with him and the little fish. So he's definitely not making this journey on his own. So I think that a lot of you are experiencing a move, like a physical move from a home to another home, but also, and more strongly so, there's an indication here of moving schools for your little ones, especially if you have little ones who are in, making that kind of transition. It can also indicate, especially for those of us here in the US who are still not fully able to come back to the classroom, there could be some situation here where you're going from studying at home to all of a sudden going back to the classroom, or vice versa. There's a little bit of a switch here, right? So your child's November is all about movement, and it's all about moving forward to something better. So it is about a better way of something. So it could be a better home. It could be that now he has a bedroom, or a better school, or a different school district, or a different grade level. It's going to be different for everyone. But that's pretty much what your Aquarius child is going to be preoccupied with in November. It could also be travel, right? And here we've got water, right? So it could be travel across the seas somewhere, maybe abroad, for those of you who are in parts of the world where you are allowed to actually travel other parts of the country. Here in the US, unfortunately, we're not at the current time. So we don't have a lot of many choices or of where we can travel to. But if you are one of the lucky ones who can do that, this can also indicate traveling or even just spending some time near water, right? Or moving near water is what I'm getting here. Okay, so the way your child is experiencing it, though, is very positive, and it also has an optimistic outlook about it. You see how he is completely just taken by this fish that he's just looking at adoringly, right? Well, I can't tell if he wants to eat him or if he just thinks he's cute, but either way, he's enjoying it. He's not suffering through this journey, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And then we have, for the challenge, we have the Page of Swords and we have the Fool, right? So they're both about new beginnings, right? One is about taking a complete risk and not knowing where you're really going, but trusting that all will work out well. So this is definitely a drastic change, whatever this is, because it's completely taking your little one on a different journey than he was used to before. And it involves different types of friends, because you notice here, look at his little guys, his little buddies here, how different they all look from this little guy here at the bottom with that by the star. Now she's got little flowers and a little bag there that she's taking with her along her journey. And the Page of Swords is also about new beginnings, but it's also about learning. And Swords is about communication and speaking. So it's about, and mental capacity, right? So I do feel that it's twofold here. It's moving away potentially to a different home, but also different schools, learning a new way of communicating. Some of you may be moving abroad, and therefore your little child is having to learn a whole new language from scratch, right? But they're not suffering. So it's not, even though it's in the challenge position, your child is embracing it. So yes, it's going to be a challenge, because anytime we start anything new or do anything new, obviously it's going to cause a little bit of a hiccup, right? So, your child's going to feel that change and want, but is going to step up to it. So it's actually beautiful that like, I don't feel the challenge as anything major or chaotic or anything that's going to hurt your child emotionally and physically. I just see it as, okay, this is a challenge. I have to adjust. He's transitioning, but is embracing the change also, which is very beautiful. And here, where what your child needs most from you is, it's interesting, because I feel it's something that he or she is already experiencing, but this is confirmation to keep doing what you're doing. Because here, this little one here feels very well supported by his guardian, whether it be a parent, whether it be the grandmother, a foster parent, whatever your role is in this little one's life, right? Whatever it is, he's feeling supported. And so in the what your child needs most from you during this month is continue doing the same. And also continue, because it shows here, parent, and congratulations on this, because it looks like you're doing a great job of showing your child why it is that you're doing what you're doing, showing the reason and the result of this new investment that you're going to make, this new sacrifice of moving or changing schools. Because the Seven of Pentacles is weighing your investment, like observing or assessing how much an investment or a decision has earned you, right? The results of it. And you're teaching your child. You see how this little monster is holding his child up and showing how to pick the pentacles from the tree, how to pick the fruit of his labor. So your child needs you to continue teaching him and living from the space, showing him and reminding him why these changes are happening. And also making sure that you give him or her the accolades where the accolades are due. Because it's not just, the Pentacles is not just about stuff that we acquire and accumulate. It's about our value, and it's about our resources, and it's about the people that we are grateful for and our surroundings, right? So it's important for your little one to feel appreciated and acknowledged for how well he or she is taking this move, because this is a quite big change here that's happening, and your little one is doing really well with it. Maybe, it doesn't mean that you haven't had some hiccups, and it doesn't mean that it hasn't been a bumpy road, but all in all, your child has done very well in taking it all in. And it's important for you, in terms of what your child needs most from you, it's important for you to acknowledge that, to let him or her know that you are aware of it and that you see it. And also spend lots of time in this new environment that you're coming into, even if you haven't moved anywhere, but the new environment is only the child's experience. Spending time with your child during that transition is going to be very important. Okay, so in terms of your advice from Spirit, let's see what advice Spirit has for you for the month of November. And of course, this advice is for you, but it's in relationship to your child. And many times it's connected to the challenge that your child is facing. Like it gives advice, not always, but most of the time that's how it comes up. So let's see. Spirit, what advice do you have for the parent guardian of the Aquarius child for the month of November? What advice do you have for the parent of the Aquarius child? November. Okay, I am going to just take the top one, which flipped. I don't know why, but all these readings I'm doing this month, I'm just so clumsy with my hands. Okay, so let's do that. I guess we could rule, or we can fault Mercury in retrograde, right? Considering Mercury rules the hands, right? So we need to blame someone or something. So let's see. You got the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about nurturing, right? It represents Cancer in the zodiac wheel. And you see there it's discipline and determination. So if you're getting this in the advice position, and remember, this is for you. This is advice for you, the parent. It's really about maintaining your nurturing side, right? Because the Chariot is movement forward. This confirms again, there is movement forward. The Chariot is consistent, deliberate movement. So it's being a good example for your child during this move, like handling it with discipline and determination, handling it in a way that's gentle on yourself, right? Because this is also water, right? It's emotion, it's creativity. And so if you're getting this as an advice card, this is about remaining consistent, determined. Consistent is the key word here, by the way, and nurturing during this change. And this is confirmation that there's a movement, some sort of move here. Because the Chariot is about deliberate movement. But again, if you're getting it in advice, it's a reminder to, during this transition, because sometimes there's so much happening when we're moving, we're preoccupied with, the movers and the new power department and getting the new, just all the setting up with moving that's involved. But during the process, it's important for you to continue being the parent and the nurturing and nourishing parent to your child. That is very, very important. And of course, you're not going to lose sight of that, but Spirit is reminding you, as through your advice card, that is essential for your child to be able to handle this transition and embrace it in the way that would be healthiest for him or her and for everyone, for the entire family, right? There's something else here. I feel with the Chariot, you could be, maybe the move can also represent, I want to say grandmother, a grandparent here because of the Chariot. So maybe you're even having a grandmother moving into your space. Maybe it's not moving away. Maybe someone's moving in, or you're moving into a grandparent space, or you're traveling to see a grandparent. And this is going to be very significant for your child. November, there's some lesson that your child is going to learn, a few lessons actually, during this whole transitionary phase. Yeah, but I feel that your child is acclimating very, very well, and that is due to the support of the adults around him or her. So anyhow, I hope that this helped. I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you come back next month. I really do hope this resonated with someone. Have a great November, and I'll see you next time. Bye.